Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are able, please be standing for the Australian National Anthem, followed by the Indian National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all for standing. What an incredible crowd, what an incredible feeling. I want to welcome the Premier of New South Wales, the Honourable Chris Minns, to the stage. Please give him a warm, warm welcome.
Good evening, everybody. As Premier of New South Wales, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the Kudos Brank Arena for this special event. And I, of course, particularly want to warmly welcome the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi. In a moment, I will introduce Australia's Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, but first, take a look at the scale of tonight's event. It's huge. It's part of Australia's larger story. More and more people from India have come to Australia to call it their home. They've built businesses, started families, undertaken studies, established places of worship. You've created community while keeping your culture and traditions. We come from many different backgrounds in Australia, but we are stronger together. And tonight you can see that strength. In fact, you can hear it. Friends, the Indian diaspora is the nation's fastest growing. There are 750,000 people that have Indian ancestry in this country. And that includes the Treasurer of New South Wales, Daniel Mookhey, who swore his oath of allegiance on the Bhagavad Gita. friends, he was the first Australian minister to do so, but he will not be the last. And so tonight we roll out the red carpet for the Prime Minister of India. We thank him for coming, but we want to pay a special tribute to all those Indian Australians who've made this country so great. Enjoy the night.
If you go on this side. Thank you, friends. I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And I am proud to lead a government that will give all of you, all Australians, a chance to vote in a referendum to recognise our First Peoples in our nation's constitution later this year. And I urge my Indian Australian friends, vote yes. It is a huge pleasure to welcome Prime Minister Modi to Australia. In just my first year as Prime Minister, which I'm celebrating today, I have met the Prime Minister, my friend, 6 times. But absolutely nothing beats standing with him on a stage like this, looking out at this magnificent sea of faces. What an honour. And what a joy it is to get to welcome Prime Minister Modi here with all of you. I get to speak to some pretty big crowds as Prime Minister, but I have to say that the warmth and the energy here tonight is absolutely second to none. I said to my friend the Prime Minister before, the last time I saw someone on the stage here was Bruce Springsteen, and he didn't get the welcome that Prime Minister Modi has got. Prime Minister Modi is the boss. Friends, I saw that myself when I was in India in March, where he hosted me with such generosity and warmth. It was a trip full of unforgettable moments, celebrating Holi in Gujarat, laying a wreath for the great Mahatma Gandhi in New Delhi, and doing a lap, something I will never quite forget, of the incredible stadium at Ahmedabad on day 1 of the 4th Test. Everywhere I went, I felt that deep sense of connection between the people of Australia and the people of India. It's a warmth. It is a warmth I also felt when I backpacked around India for 5 weeks in 1991. And I say this to my friends from the Australian Parliament who are here today. If you want to understand India, travel by train and video bus. And you can even hitchhike. They're very friendly. It is a connection that I feel here tonight. And once again, I feel so grateful to be a part of it. Your million-strong community has contributed so much to this country. The people here tonight, your families, your communities, will always be the lifeblood of the relationship that India and Australia share. And tonight I announce that the new Centre for Australia-India Relations will be based in Parramatta. A place that itself is a testament to the vitality of the Indian-Australian experience. One that after last night has a proud Indian Australian, Samir Pandey, as its Lord Mayor. Congratulations. Now we want to see more connections, more Australian and Indian students living and studying in each other's countries and bringing those experiences home. More business leaders and artists and families sharing your experiences and your knowledge and your ideas. Prime Minister Modi and I have just unveiled a plaque for the foundation stone of the Little India Gateway in Harris Park. But tonight, and won't that be good to visit? But tonight, as Prime Minister, I want to say thank you. You have brought the spirit of the world's biggest democracy to Australia. And you have helped make our democracy stronger and more inclusive. You've strengthened Australian society, bringing our country the benefits and riches of such a beautiful and diverse culture. And I am so proud that you have made Australia your home, that you see your life and your future here. You make our nation and our shared communities better. You make Australia stronger. Friends, I want you to give a big Australian welcome to my dear friend, Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
हमारे देश को और हमारी जो साझा समुदाय है उन्हें और सुधार लाते हैं, वो आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया को सशक्त बनाते हैं। मित्रों, आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्वागत दीजिए मेरे मित्र नरेंद्र मोदी जी को। Prime Minister of Australia and my dear friend, His Excellency Albanese, former Prime Minister of Australia, His Excellency Scott Morrison, Premier of New South Wales, Chris Minns, Foreign Minister Penny Wong, Communication Minister Michelle Rowland, Energy Minister Chris Bowen, Leader of the Opposition Peter Dutton, Assistant Foreign Minister Tim Watts, all members of the Cabinet of New South Wales present here today, Member of Parliament for the Division of Parramatta, Dr. Andrew Charlton. All members of Parliament of Australia present here, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, councillors, and the Indian diaspora in Australia who have gathered here in such a large number. Namaskar, namaskar to all of you. First of all, I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands that we are meeting here on today. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I also celebrate all First Nations people who may be with us today. Friends, when I came here in 2014, I made a promise to you. The promise was that you will not have to wait another 28 years again for a Prime Minister of India. So there you are, here in Sydney at this arena. I'm here with you once again. And I'm not here alone. Prime Minister Albanese also is here with me. Mr. Prime Minister, despite having a very busy schedule, you have taken time out for all of us. This shows your affection towards us Indians. What you just said now shows how much love Australia has for India. Just this year, I had the opportunity to welcome Prime Minister to India at Ahmedabad. And today, here, he joined me in the unveiling of the foundation stone of Little India. I am truly, truly grateful to him. Thank you, my friend Anthony. This Little India is also a recognition of the contribution of the Indian community in the development of Australia. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Premier of New South Wales, the Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and councillors of Parramatta for this very special honour. Friends, I'm pleased that several people from the Indian diaspora community are playing an active role in public life in New South Wales. They're carving their own identity in the current New South Wales government Deputy Premier Krukar, and Treasurer Daniel Mukhi. They both are contributing greatly. And you know, just yesterday, Samir Pandey, my brother, was elected Lord Mayor of Parramatta. My warmest compliments and congratulations to all. Friends, today, while all this has been happening in Parramatta, I have also received news that in the western city of Perth, in memory of an Indian soldier called Nayan Singh Salani, an avenue has been named called Salani Avenue. He attained martyrdom in the First World War when fighting as a member of the Australian Army. I express my deep appreciation to the leadership of Western Australia for this great honor. Friends, there was a time when it was said that India-Australia relations are defined by 3 C's. You know, earlier, not now. And what could these 3 C's possibly be? They are Commonwealth, cricket, and curry. Then after that, it was said that India-Australia relations are based on 3D. Democracy, diaspora, and dosi, which means friendship. Some people even said that India-Australia relations are based on 3E. Energy, economy, and education. You know, sometimes it's 3C, 3D, and sometimes it's 3E. I agree that this might probably hold true for different periods of time. However, the scope of historic relations between India and Australia is way, way beyond that. And do you know what is the single biggest basis of all of these relations? Do you know? Do you know? It's Modi. No. The single biggest basis is mutual trust and mutual respect. And this mutual trust and mutual respect have not developed only due to India-Australia diplomatic relations. The real reason for this, the real power, the force is you, each and every Indian who lives in Australia. You are the real force behind it. The real reason is the more than 25 million Australian citizens. Friends, we might be geographically apart, but the Indo-Pacific Ocean connects us. Our lifestyles they may be different. But today, yoga also brings us together. I cannot even remember since when cricket has brought us together. But today, tennis and movies also bring us together. We may cook foods, we may cook foods differently. But today, MasterChef brings us together. Our festivals may be celebrated in different ways, but we come together in the splendor, the brilliance of Diwali, and we come together in the celebration of Baisakhi. We may speak different languages, but we come together through so many schools where Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Punjabi and Hindi, all these languages are taught in so many schools. They also bring us together. Friends, the people of Australia, the residents of Australia, they are so large-hearted, so good-hearted, so true, that they accept this diversity of India with open arms and open hearts. And that is exactly why Parramatta Square is Paramatma, which means God, and Chowk means square, so it's called Paramatma Chowk for some people. Vikram Street is better known as Vikram Street. And Harris Park, for many, is Harish Park. By the way, I have heard that the Chatkas chaat and the jalebi from Jaipur Sweets in Harris Park are out of this world. I request all of you, you must definitely invite my friend, Prime Minister Albanese, to these places sometime. And friends, now that we are on the subject of food, and that too we're talking about chaat, naturally we talk about Lucknow. I hear that there is a place called Lucknow near Sydney. Although I don't know if you get chaat there. And by the way, is there anyone from Lucknow, the one that is near Delhi? Anybody? Wow, that's wonderful. In all honesty, Delhi Street, Bombay Street, Kashmir Avenue, Malabar Avenue. There are so many street names here in Australia that keep you connected with India. I have been told that now in Greater Sydney, India Parade is also going to be held. I'm also happy to know that you, in fact all of you, celebrated Azadi Ka Amrit Festival, the year-long festival to celebrate 35 years of India's freedom, and this was celebrated with great enthusiasm. several city councils here arranged for several programs under this. When the Sydney Opera House was splashed with the colors of the tricolour, the heart of every Indian here was filled with joy and emotion. There was so much fervor back home in India also, and for this I would like to convey my special thanks to the government of New South Wales. Friends, our cricket relations, they go back 75 years. In cricket, we have an extremely lively on-field rivalry and an equally strong off-field friendship. This time, in fact, several women cricketers from Australia for the first time came to India to play in the IPL. And friends, it's not like we are only fair weather friends. A good friend, of course, is there with you in good times, will also be there in your bad times. Last year, when the great Shane Warne passed away, it was not just Australians, but millions of Indians as well who mourned together. Indeed, it was like we had lost one of our own. Friends, you all live here in Australia. You are witness to the development here. All of you have dreamed that one day my India also should be a developed country. Is it not? It is your dream, isn't it? Is it not? Is that your dream? The dream that you have is the dream that I have. This is my dream. This is my dream also. This is the dream of 1.4 billion Indians. Friends, in India, there is no dearth of competence and capability. There is no dearth of resources in India either. Today, it is India's talent that sits the biggest and the youngest talent factory is? Yes, you have the right answer. That is India. I am going to repeat this. Today, the country that can boast of the largest and youngest talent factory. What country has this? It is which country? It is which country? And now I'm going to share some similar facts. And you will have to give me the right answer. Okay? Are you ready? The country that rolled out the fastest vaccine program during the global pandemic of corona was which country? The country that is the fastest growing large economy of the world is which country again? The country that is number one smartphone data consumer in the world is which country again? Is the country that has the number one fintech adoption rate in the world is which country? Which country again? The country that is number one in the production of milk is which country? Which country? The country that is number two in the world in terms of internet users is which country? The country that is the world's second largest mobile manufacturer is which country is that? Tell me again, which country is this? The country that is in rice production, wheat production, sugarcane production is number two. Which country is that? Say again. The country that is number two in the world in fruit and vegetable production is? Which country is it? The country that has the world's third largest startup ecosystem. Which is that country? Tell me which is that country. The country that has the world's third largest automobile market is? Which is that country? The country that has the world's third largest civil aviation market is which country? Which is that country? And now, the country in the next 25 years is surging ahead with a goal to become a developed country is? Which is that country? Friends, today the IMF considers India a bright spot in the global economy. The World Bank believes that if there is any country that is challenging global headwinds, it is India. Today, the banking system of several countries in a state of crisis. But on the other hand, the banks in India are receiving praise for their robustness.
While the world is going through its worst crisis in 100 years, India had record exports last year. Today, our forex reserves are touching new heights. Friends, our digital stack is an example of how India is working for global good. All of you are well aware of India's fintech revolution. You perhaps recall that when I came here in 2014, I had shared a dream with you. My dream was for the poorest of poor in India to have their own bank account. You will be proud, my friends. You will be proud to know that in the last 9 years, we have opened bank accounts for approximately 500 million Indians. We have opened 500 million bank accounts. However, our success does not lie in just having opened bank accounts. This has transformed the whole public service delivery in India. We have made a jam trinity of Jan Dhan bank accounts, mobile phones, and the Aadhaar identity card. So this forms a jam trinity, J-A-M. Just imagine, this has made possible with just one click direct benefit transfer or DBT to millions of our countrymen. And you will be even happier to learn that over the last 9 years, this number will definitely make you very satisfied. In the last 9 years, 28 lakh crore rupees, that is over 500 billion Australian dollars, have been transferred directly to the bank accounts of those in need. During the corona pandemic, many countries faced problems in sending money to their citizens. However, India was among those countries that was doing this with just one click. It was doing it in seconds. Our Universal Public Interface, or UPI, took financial inclusion in India to new heights. Today, just India accounts for 40% of the world's real-time digital payments. You may have come to India recently and noticed it today, whether it's hawkers selling fruits and vegetables or pani puri, or whether it's tea stalls. Digital transactions are taking place everywhere. Friends, this digital revolution of India is not limited to just fintech. India is making modern systems. It is improving the ease of living for people. One example of this is India's DigiLocker. From driving licenses to degrees to property papers, whatever is issued by the government is generated in DigiLocker. Almost hundreds of kinds of documents are reflected in DigiLocker. You do not need to store physical copies anymore. Just one password is enough. That's all you need to remember. Over 150 million Indians are already on DigiLocker. Several similar digital platforms are today making Indians powerful. Friends, today the world wants to know about every step India takes. It wants to know about every achievement of India. And this is only natural given the world order towards which the world is moving today, given the possibilities the world is looking for. India is a vibrant civilization, one that goes back thousands of years. India is the mother of democracy. We have adapted ourselves to the changing times. However, we have always remained rooted in our core values and principles, our fundamentals. We not only see our nation as one family, we consider the world to be one family as well. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And therefore, when India has to decide on the theme for its G20 presidency, it says, look at India's way of living its values. For its G20 presidency, the theme chosen is One Earth, One Family, One Future. When India sets ambitious targets for solar energy in order to protect the environment, it says, one sun, one world, one grid. When India wishes for good health for the global community, it says, one earth, one health. India is a country which during the corona crisis sent medicines to over 150 countries in the world. India is a country that saved the lives of millions of people by sending vaccines free of charge to over 100 countries. During the corona pandemic, you worked here as well with a great sense of service. It is this that is one of the unique features of our culture. Today marks the martyrdom of the crown of all martyrs, the fifth Sikh Guru, Sri Guru Arjan Dev. The life of Guruji teaches us to serve all. It was Guru Arjan Dev who started the Dasan system, the concept of donating 1/10 of your income. Inspired by this principle, during the COVID pandemic, so many Sikh Gurdwaras help people by providing them meals at their community kitchens or langar. It was during this time that so many temples opened up their kitchens for those affected. Students living and studying in Australia also came forward in large numbers to help people. Various social institutions too helped a lot of people during this period. Indians, wherever they may be living, they always have within them a sense of humanity. Friends, it is for its actions such as these for the good of mankind that today India is called a force of global good. when disaster strikes anywhere in the world, India is always ready to help. Whenever there is a crisis, India is always ready to help with a solution. Today, whether it is about increasing the use of solar energy through the International Solar Alliance or supporting the creation of disaster-resilient infrastructure or leading the International Big Cat Alliance, India has always worked as a binding force to bring different countries together. Only recently, when the earthquake caused devastation in Turkey, India extended a helping hand through Operation Dost. India sees its interests as interlinked with the interests of others. Collective efforts for inclusive growth with everyone's trust. This is not only the basis for our domestic democratic governance, but the vision for global governance as well. Friends, today, the strategic partnership between India and Australia is being continuously strengthened. Only recently, we signed an economic cooperation and trade agreement, ECTA, ECTA. It is estimated that trade between our two countries will more than double in the next 5 years. We are now working on a comprehensive economic cooperation agreement. We are building resilient and reliable supply chains. This will give an impetus to business in both countries, and the world too will get a new confidence. Today, there are many direct flights between India and Australia. In recent years, several new cities have been connected, and there will be more such flights in the times to come. Both countries are also moving forward, recognizing each other's degrees. This will benefit our students greatly. We have also agreed on a migration and a mobility partnership. This will make it easy for our skilled professionals to come to Australia and to work here. And friends, today, since I'm here with you today, I would also like to make an announcement. The Indian community in Brisbane has had a long time request. We are going to fulfill that today. India will open very soon a new consulate in Brisbane. Friends, the deepening partnership between India and Australia will empower every person that has faith in Mother India. You have talent, you have the strength of your skills, and you have at the same time your cultural values. These values play a very big role in enabling you to integrate well in Australian society. Just yesterday, I was in Papua New Guinea. There, I released the translation in local language of the Tamil literary work Tirukkural. And this translation was done by a local governor of Indian origin. This is a great and living example that shows we have so much pride in our roots. Though we may be living abroad, we have remained rooted to our values and our principles. All of you too are spreading the fragrance of Indian culture here in Australia. Here in Australia, you are India's cultural ambassadors. You are India's brand ambassadors. And friends, before I conclude, I want to ask you to do something for me. Tell me, you are not speaking with a lot of enthusiasm. Will you do what I'm asking you to do? Is it for sure that you will? Do you promise? I want to request you, and I urge you, that whenever you come to India, you must definitely bring along with you an Australian friend and their family. This will give them a better opportunity to understand and know India. You have come here in such large numbers. I have had an opportunity to meet you after a very long time. I wish you all good health, be happy, and I wish you joy. Once again, a very big thank you to all of you. Say with me, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Hail Mother India. Hail Mother India. Thank you very much.